Thor: God, Love, and Thunder. I just now watched this film. I know I'm a little late. Forgive me on that, but I've been busy with. I kept putting it off and putting it off and saying I'm gonna watch it this week. I'm gonna watch it that week, but I finally saw it, and some of the complaints that I hear about, I didn't want to believe it until I saw it myself. Because I'm one of those people that don't read into reviews until I personally see it myself because I form my own opinion. However, the Thor films, when I heard the reviews, the Thor films are not that well received. The only one that is really truly great in my opinion is Thor Ragnarok, but I mean that's not really saying much because Thor has been the problem with the Thor films is that they taken place on they don't focus much on Asgard or the other realms as much. In the whole relationship with him and Thor, I mean with Thor and Jane was it was kind of left open after Dark World because some fans were wondering why she wasn't in Ragnarok, but she does make a return in this film as Mighty Thor, and she it turns out that she has stage 4 cancer, and her lab assistant Kate Dennings, I can't remember her character in this film she returns to, but it's just for maybe a brief couple scenes or so. But Christian Bale plays the big baddie in this film, and he's honestly like one of the highlights of this film because there isn't really a whole lot to talk about in this film because most of it is just pure comedy, and it seems like Taiki Wakiti, I believe that's how you pronounce the name of the director. It just seemed like he wanted to make a comedy movie that just so happened to have action in it. There are a couple of times in this film where I did cry because there were a couple of emotional scenes, but overall, this isn't a film that I would typically go back and rewatch when I think of the MCU because there wasn't really it didn't really seem like a lot was at stake in my opinion if that's making any sense. But for Thor has this yeah, the the majority of the film is Thor's relationship with not only his inner peace but with Jane as well, and we get a backstory to Thor and Jane and their falling out and what happened between them, and Jane becoming Almighty Thor. Every time, every time she uses the hammer, it drains her human life force. And while seeing Almighty Thor was pretty badass, I felt like they could have I don't know. It just felt like something was missing. They definitely could have utilized her more in that aspect because like I said, most of the stuff was pure comedy. It didn't really feel like this film had as much action as I wanted it to. And the Screaming Goats, when I first heard about that, I was like, what is everyone talking about? But that was very, very annoying and very irritating. I don't hate this film. I don't think it was terrible, as some people said. I thought it was just okay. And this film, I would not rank it high in my MCU films at all. I wouldn't even rank it high when it comes to the Phase 4 films that we've gotten so far. I'd probably put it somewhere in the middle or somewhere between there. But overall, my thoughts are it was okay. They definitely could have done more with Valkyrie's character as well because from the trailers made me seem like they were gonna do more with Valkyrie and get more in depth with her character. But I just felt kind of mm, But overall, this film was okay. I don't really hate it as much as some other MCU fans might, but check it out for yourself to know. I mean, it's not particularly for me. I think I might just stick with Ragnarok. I'm not a big fan of the Thor films, except Ragnarok. This is probably in second place for me, and Ragnarok's at the top. But with that being said, I'll give this film 2 stars. I thought it was just okay. There were some emotional moments, like I said, that made me cry, but other than that, this was a comedy film that just had superheroes in it, comic book superheroes in it. And take that with a grain of salt, because it might be for you, but I'm iffy. But let me know what you guys think of this film. Did you like it? Did you hate it? How would you compare it to the other MCU movies, to the other Thor films? Do you think this is the best one? Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.